Hey everyone, happy Friday. Here's your video update for the week. I wanted to say a special thank you to everybody who came out and helped with Family Adventure Day again. It was huge. I think we made an incredible impact on our community. And we got a great thank you note from the Healing House, just thanking us for all that we've done and reminding us how popular of a location that we are. And so that warms my heart. I know that we made a huge impact again. And so I thank everybody who came and made that possible. Moving on to a few announcements for the week, I wanted to talk about Green Heart Meals again, just to remind you that we've changed our process, trying to make this the easiest for you to take them out of inventory as possible. So we eliminated the taking out of inventory part. All we need you to do is grab your meal, sign it out on the sign out sheet that's on the freezer in the break room, and then you can go about your meal. What we'll do with those is then at the end of a pay period, we take them out of inventory for you and deduct them from your payroll, and you go about your business. Our goal with this is trying to get our numbers accurate so that we can afford to keep doing this. And if we can't, we face either going up on the price again, which is not my first choice, or eliminating the meal program altogether. I think those who are actually eating them are enjoying them, and so we don't want either one of those things to happen. So please be diligent, help a friend, take them out, make sure that you sign them out, and keep enjoying them. Okay, next I have a quick video update from Dr. Kristen.
Hey, it's Dr. Kristen. Just wanted to give you a quick update on something new for the cat room. I know we were talking about having you remove these bowl holders if you had a pet that needed to recover from anesthesia in this cage or one of the others. And instead of having to unscrew them each time we do that, I came up with a little idea that I think might work. I took some pot holder oven mitts and cut them down and actually made little covers for the rings to protect cats from getting stuck in them or bumping their heads on them. So if you have a cat that needs to recover or is ataxic and falling over and you take the food and water bowls out, you can use these little covers to protect them from the rings and not have to remove them. Hope this helps and hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, next up I wanted to share a few insurance updates. One is we have opened up our open enrollment for major medical. Again, this is probably the fifth announcement, so if you have missed it, I don't know where you've been. But what we do need you to do is go and actually respond to the email. Follow it, follow the link, log in, and actually make your elections for health, dental, and vision. And again, you do this even if you're wanting to decline. Everyone has to take action here because it's a required insurance that we provide. So you either have to say yes or no. So go in and do that today. The deadline is now, especially if you are already somebody who was on a Blue Cross plan and you're going to go through the merger with United with us. You don't want to have a lapse in your coverage. So especially for you, the deadline is today so that we can get those in and have an even transition for you on the first of the month from Blue Cross to United. Very, very important. If you're still having challenges, if you didn't get the email, if you don't know what I'm talking about, come and speak with me or Laura at your absolute earliest convenience so we can get those things going for you. Also, something that we're working on right now is renewing employee pet wellness plans and employee Trupanion pet insurance plans. A little note on the Trupanion, or a couple of notes rather. One is for those who we've already processed your Trupanion renewals, if you were going to not make a change, and you're just transitioning from their old policy to their new policy with us during open enrollment, you probably will get or have already gotten an email from Trupanion noting changes to your policy. We're changing your price, the deduction, the $10 that you pay. If you have more than 3 pets and we're no longer contributing to their care, but rather are just deducting it from your payroll, you may notice a price increase, and that's what the email really references, is that whenever you renew an insurance, you're eligible or suspect to change the terms of your policy. So prices will change, maybe payout limits change, maybe deductibles change. I'm not anticipating that any of those things besides just the annual premium has gone up for you. However, those are just terms and conditions from Trupanion. You really don't have to worry about that. I wouldn't even really focus on the email too much at all. But just so you know, you got that, and it sounds a lot scarier than it actually is. Another change with Trupanion is right now we've been having a lot of challenge with the way that Trupanion Express, which is our kind of claim submission portal, works with Avamark. So we actually had to turn it off and stop using it a while back. And the challenge that we're having right now is with so many employees having this benefit for their pets, keeping up with processing claims, it's impossible right now. So we're going to have to ask you to do your own claim submission. If you've never done that before, go to the Trupanion website, print off a claim form, make sure that all your charges are in for your pet, and make sure that all the notes are in for your pet. And then go see a customer care team member who will help you make the right selections. There's a few keys to this because the claim form is not difficult to complete. But a few of the keys are you want to choose Vet Direct Pay. What that's going to do is when you submit the claim, it's going to allow the claim to be paid directly to the hospital so we can take it off of your balance in Avamark. Otherwise, if you don't choose that, the check's going to come to you, and then you're going to be responsible for cashing the check and then paying your balance here. Which can just create a lot of delays and extra work that's unnecessary. So choose the Vet Direct Pay. Go to a customer care team member who's going to make sure that you have everything that you need to submit your claim and maybe can help you by faxing it. But what they're not going to do is they're not going to do the whole process for you. It's not going to be automatic. And so what we'll do is after you bring your pet in and have services, then we'll give you 3 days after they've been discharged to complete your claim and submit it. And then after that, it goes pretty quickly as they respond to us and send payment. But we need to see that. And so there's a line item in Avamark for Trupanion claims submitted. So I want to see within 3 days of your pet being seen and their final invoice being completed that there's a Trupanion claim submitted line item to let us know that you've done your part and that it's in the hands of Trupanion that we're waiting on payment. If that goes on too long, then you're going to be facing a payroll deduction and you're going to have to sort things out with Trupanion on your own, which is not what we want. It's not what you want either. So make sure you take care of those things yourself. Again, if you're not sure, we are here for you. We just can't process claims for the pets of 70 employees. It's impossible for us to keep up with and continue to provide wow service to our clients. Take care of that yourself, please. Some exciting news that we have coming up is March 21st. Eileen is actually going to be presenting to the resort team, but we're opening it up to everyone else as well, CPR certifications. So we did this back in the fall, and a few team members earned their badges. So now we're going to remind everybody that this is really important. Clients love to see this. We need you to know this for the sake of an emergency. We're requiring it for all resort team members this spring to get certified. So I'm opening it up to everyone else. Again, that date is Wednesday, March 21st from 11:30 to 12:30. So start talking to your supervisor now to see if we can make some arrangements to fit that into your schedule or if you can come in on your own time to do that. Again, really, really important. Another CE that we're doing this month is on exotic pet care, which I love, love, love this topic. Dr. Tony and Dr. Ryan are going to present this. That's going to be on March 28th. And we're going to do 2 sessions that day, one at noon and then one at 6, just to make sure everybody can get in. Another badge that you can earn that'll go on our website. You can put it on your social media. It looks great for you just continuing to educate yourself for future reviews and raises. At this one, again, talking about exotic pet care, we're going to be talking about exotic pets that we see, where our strengths are with them, what services that we can do for them, handling of them, basic husbandry, common diseases that you'd expect them to get, talking to potential new clients about exotic pets on the phone. So we're going to be describing what we do, how we do it, everything that you need to know. And we're going to have some codes and pricing structure ready for those things as well, because we are moving into starting to care for exotic pets, and we want you to be ready to make that move with us. So that's going to be a really exciting session and some really cool topics that I'm excited about. Also coming up, We mentioned in some past weeks that we are changing our supplemental care provider from Colonial to Washington National. So as I said before, we want to educate you on this new company and all that they have to offer. It's open enrollment. So whether you've worked here for a day, a year, a decade, you can make a change to your policy now. It's free to enroll with no waiting periods and without a qualifying event. So our new rep, her name is Amy Gilbo. She has agreed to come and spend a whole day with us just for basic Q&A, and she's going to treat y'all. So she's doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner that day, so you can come to whatever sessions. We will make sure that this is all in writing so you know when and where she's going to be in the building, and probably what she's going to have to eat, because I know that really is exciting to a lot of people. So she's going to go over all the products that she has. She'll have custom quotes already ready for you based on insurance information that we've shared with her, like about you and your family and your income. So if you are looking into a product like maybe short-term disability, she'll be able to tell you off of what you earn now exactly what it would take to secure paychecks during a time of absence or leave from work. She'll be able to quote you for life insurance based on you and your family and your income. So those are all things that she'll have ready for you. It's a good idea to stop by, even if you don't think you're interested. You may be, and you may find a better rate than what Colonial has to offer. That's what we're expecting, better rates and better insurance for you. If you really love your Colonial products, we will have forms available for you too to go ahead and fill out to decline the change and keep those products on your own, and we'll be able to explain how that works. So you don't have to change, but I'm encouraging you to be open-minded to see if you're interested. Some people may not want to change because maybe they've invested in a life insurance policy. Amy can talk to you about that, and she's going to be very honest to tell you if making a change is better for you or if staying the course with what you have now is better. So come to those meetings. Again, that day is March 27th. That's a Tuesday. I also wanted to talk about just a few housekeeping things that have been just on my mind lately. I talked about confidentiality in rounds this week for the hospital team, but I wanted to say it out loud for everybody. Really, really important that we stay focused on this. It can sometimes kind of slip to the back of our mind if we're excited in conversation, if you're making a personal connection outside of work with somebody who maybe has a family member who comes here and you recognize that you know and care for their pet. I find that that's the most common thing, is that we are in personal engagement with somebody and we make a common connection that we know what's going on with a pet's care, but we're not actually talking to the owner, and we indulge in details that break confidentiality. There are no HIPAA rules for pets or for us, but it's a rule for our company because we think it's really important. We know it's important, and it's something that our pet owners and clients expect from us. So I will remind you, if you're not in this building and you're not talking directly to a pet owner about their care, hearing details, giving details, that's the only space where confidentiality is actually in confidence. So if you're having these conversations outside of the office, if you are not speaking directly to the owner, if you're not making recommendations based on the care, but you're just sharing details for the sake of sharing, then you might be breaking confidentiality, and so you don't want to do that. Just be really aware. Keep that at the forefront of your mind. The same thing can go with talking to past employees who we're still friends with and sharing details of a case. You can't do that. You don't want to do that. Certainly want to stay away from social media, so just be aware of that. Also be aware of another part of our professionalism is things that happen here in the hospital. So being a good employee and being a professional often go hand in hand. Being respectful to one another, showing up on time. This is not only just a pet peeve, but it's really, really important. Don't come in late to rounds. Come on time. If your shift starts, we allow you to come and clock in up to 10 minutes early, and start working. So if you're supposed to be here at 8 o'clock and you walk in the door at 8:01, that's late. So don't do that. start being on time. If you are late one time, I understand. Things happen. But when you're late for multiple days in a row, that's not okay. That's called being tardy, and it's offensive to us, and it's distracting to the group. So make sure you get a hold of yourself. Make sure that you make an alternate plan. It's important, and I've noticed it with a lot of team members lately, so I want us to get back to good on that. Also very important that you guard your appearance. Coming in wrinkled scrubs with unkept hair or an unkept appearance is not okay. We're professionals, and we're here to do professional work, and so we have to dress the part. That also will include wearing your name tag. So make sure that you check yourself, make sure that you're giving yourself enough time in your personal life to prepare yourself for your professional life and set yourself and everyone else up for success. That's important, and I want to see that better with our team immediately. The next thing that I want to talk about is special circumstances boarding. We're always trying to talk as a leadership team on what we can do that's better and what we can do that's reasonable, and if there are requests ever made of us that are unreasonable. I think that a real key to business is doing what you're really good at and what you're passionate about, and choosing to not do things that you're not good at, because you're likely to fail in those areas. But I think one thing that we're really good at is creating the wow. And I know that you know that, and I know that you're good at that. So I saw an opportunity in the area of special circumstances boarding now that we are available 24 hours a day. Not only do I not want a client to misinterpret that and be disappointed with us, but I do think it's a way that we can serve. I'm not proposing that we keep the resort open 24 hours a day, but I am proposing that when we have a client who comes to us after resort hours and describes a special circumstance, like maybe they had a death in the family, maybe they have an out-of-state emergency, maybe they have a work emergency and they're facing a huge opportunity and need to leave immediately to go and take care of that for themselves. Those to me would be special circumstances. In other words, something that only comes along occasionally. Nothing that can be habitual. This is not somebody who says, hey, I came back in town from vacation early and I wanted to pick up Phoebe. No. This is somebody who says, hey, I need to drop my pet off for this extenuating circumstance, and I wondered if you could help because I see that you're open 24 hours a day. I think in those cases, we can say yes and reasonably accommodate them. There are a lot of specific things that go in place to having a pet eligible to go to the resort, like checking vaccines or getting history. But in a lot of cases, those things are already in place because these are our clients who are asking this for us. And their pets are up to date on vaccines and heartworm prevention. And they are eligible for boarding. And sometimes these clients know exactly what they want so they can make these requests. And other times, they just need their pet cared for. And they need to be pretty expedient about getting it done so they can go on to whatever emergency they're facing. So I'm proposing that in those situations, you say yes, and you get the pet into a safe space, like maybe one of the runs at the hospital. Or maybe you go and you find an empty run at the resort, and you make a cage card for that pet. And then you leave a great detailed note at the front desk of the resort with the owner's contact information, with the record from Avamark, with a list of the belongings that maybe the pet came in, and your name and phone number so that you can fill the incoming team in on whatever details that they had, if you don't know how to use Atlantis. And you see it through. You check back in on that pet and you say, hey, I took in this pet from client so-and-so, and now I'm ready to help check them in because I was doing this. To me, it's a huge way to create the wow, and I wanted to open your eyes to it. I'm ordering a sign, much like the little red doorbell sign that we have in front of the hospital with the doorbell, and I'm going to put that sign by the resort front door with our phone number on it to remind people that if they have a special circumstance need for boarding drop-offs, that they can call that number. They'll be able to connect with whichever nurses or customer care team are working overnight, and they may be able to get their pet's care coordinated. They may not. They may not qualify for special circumstances boarding if they're breaking the rules in a bad way, but I wanted to empower you to make the right choices and make the wow. I'm a person who's had to use special circumstances boarding when I had to leave town in the middle of the night and I needed to drop my dogs off. And I was well taken care of despite being an employee here. And it made a lasting impression on me. So I can tell you that it's really a way to create the wow and strengthen the bond that I have with this practice. So I know that you can do that for other clients. If you have questions or concerns about that, I'm happy to talk it out. I know it's a new idea, but it's an important idea, and I think that we can do great things with it. With that said, that's the end of our update for today. If you have questions, come see me. I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy a happy St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, and be well.